The homelessness crisis here in Los Angeles continues to make headlines, and lately it's been stirring even more debate. Joining me now to discuss this issue is Reverend Andy Bales. You are the CEO of the Union Rescue Mission. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Anita.
The shelter is located on Skid Row.
Right in the heart of Skid Row, always has been for 131 years in Los Angeles.
So let's start by talking about the pandemic. How has that affected the homeless population at the mission?
Overall, the pandemic, I think, added, unfortunately, 20,000 people to our streets. But at the mission, it hit us really hard. We went from about 1,250 under our roof to down to about 280, and then began to rebuild, and we just kept battling.
In terms of the people at the mission, do you have a number, a percentage of them that moved to permanent housing eventually?
Yes, since we created the Gateway program, which teaches responsibility, helps people with budgeting, we were averaging about 900 people per year moving into housing, but now that we're about half of that, I believe we hit about 450 people. And that may seem small, but it's working. When we set up Hope Gardens, we know moms are moving not only from Hope Gardens into permanent housing, but they're saving between $12,000 and $17,000 before they move out and are able to get a job, never to experience homelessness again.
How long can they stay at the mission?
People can stay as long as it takes to get on their feet. We never force anybody to leave. We try to gear our programs so people advance, like a one-year recovery program, followed by 6 to 24 months of transitional housing, and then hopefully a launch from there.
In terms of decentralization, I talk to so many people, and people don't want those services in their neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So how do you balance the needs of the unhoused with the residents, the renters, the homeowners?
Starting with Hope Gardens, which was about 16 years ago, we believe in decentralizing. So we were successfully able to overcome neighborhood opposition. Let me just put it that way. We finally overcame, and we moved into Hope Gardens, transitional housing for single moms with kids and permanent supportive housing for seniors. And the neighbors now love us. One neighbor went from saying we were going to be a human trash heap to now coming to tears and saying, if those moms and kids weren't here, I don't know where they would be. So total heart change by the neighborhood.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Reverend Andy Bales. I'm just amazed that you are able to stay motivated with what you've been through, and yet you continue to work towards helping the homeless. So we applaud you and we thank you.
I do that because of the lives change that I see every day. It's worth every effort.